loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Coles, and today we're going to go ahead and create this really cute style here. I was able to accomplish these box braids by using the rubber band method, so I figured why not teach you guys what I learned. So let's get started. Okay guys, so we're going to be starting on stretched hair just because it's going to make it a lot easier to braid. So this is going to be the rubber band method. It's my first time ever doing it, and I feel confident like I can get some good braids, so pray for me. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and part our hair into smaller sections so that we can put them into rubber bands. So this is the gel I'm going to go in with to make sure that each section looks nice and neat. I'm just going to brush it onto the body of the hair, and then I'll put it into the rubber bands. You can also go ahead and grease your scalp if you need to. I'll be using this grease if I feel like there's little spots in my hair that could use a little bit more grease. I did grease my hair already, so I won't be greasing my scalp, but if I want to grease my hair a little bit more, I'm going to do that. Let's get started. So this step is very easy. I'm just gonna go ahead and part my hair the way I want it to look. You can part your hair however you want. If you're someone that wants like triangle parts, or you want to do like zigzag parts, you can do that. I'm gonna do nice and clean, crisp parts because I really want some nice squares. And I want my braids to be closer to the larger side. I don't want jumbo braids because that might be a little heavy for me. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. And I'm just going to part this into 3 sections. So this is the first piece I'm going to put into rubber band. I'm just going to go around the body of it with some of this gel. Don't brush your baby hairs into the rubber band, guys, because you're going to need that for later on. I'm going to use this little brush here, and I'm going to go ahead and just brush the gel into the hair so everything is laying smooth. And then I'm going to pop it into a rubber band. Just like that, and it looks nice and neat. So this is what they should look like. You should just be doing this, literally just putting the hair into rubber bands, nice and neat and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and do that throughout my entire head of hair. So everything is sectioned. My entire head is rubber band, and I follow that same method I showed you guys. Let me just show you guys what the back looks like. It's time to start braiding. Let me show you guys what we're going to do. To braid my hair, I'm going to be using this braiding hair by Outre. I got the pre-stretched braiding hair. I like to always braid my hair with a nice honey blonde, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. Yeah, let me start. I'm going to start putting some braids in, and I'll be showing you guys how I'm going about braiding it. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I did most of the braids simply because I couldn't get the best angle for the back, so I figured I would just show you guys it in the front. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the Blue Magic hair grease that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to apply it to the ends of my hair just to make sure the ends of my hair stay moisturized. Then I'm going to go in with the gel that I was using, and I'm just going to coat my hair with it. So this is about the amount of hair I'm using. You kind of want to just eyeball it. Take the amount that feels comfortable to you. I've kind of just been playing around with it in my hand to make sure it feels good. It doesn't feel too thick or too small. This is a tiny bit too thick, so I'm just going to take out a little bit, like literally this much is how much I'm taking out. Just going to leave that down. So we're going to go in with this hair, and then I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to split it in half. Now you will notice this is thinner than this piece. This piece has way more hair, and this piece has less hair. And there's specifically a reason why I'm doing that. Then I'm going to interlock them just like that. So right here, they're now interlocked. Now that they're interlocked, I'm going to pull the thinner side down. And then on the thicker side, I'm also going to pull that down also. Now, the reason I do it this way is because this middle piece is, I'm going to use it to wrap around this hair as I braid, and then they're all going to come together. So the reason I interlock them like this is because when you're braiding, you need 3 pieces in order to braid the hair. So that's essentially what I just created. And the reason I made this side thicker is because when we interlock them, this side becomes one, and so it creates that thickness. And then so this side, we want them all to kind of be a little close to equal in sizing. So I'm hoping that makes sense, guys. So I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to position my hands to put it into the braid. So when I'm braiding it, it's going to be like this, like that, because when you braid hair, it takes 3 strands to interlock to create a braid. This is my hair here. I'm going to go ahead and take this hand and swoop it underneath the rubber band. And then that middle piece that we did not interlock, that's going to go with my actual hair, and the other piece is going to now be going underneath also. And we're going to slowly braid it in. And you're going to braid it in gently, and don't tug so that you don't slide the knot that you're creating down. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to put some Blue Magic on the ends of the hair to make sure it's nice and moisturized. I'm going to go in with the gel I was using, smooth it throughout the hair. And this is optional. You don't have to apply the gel throughout it. I just like it because I feel like it keeps all of the hair together since it's a little poofy. I'm going to go ahead and take my hair and split it again into 2. One side thicker than the other. I'm going to interlock them. Then I'm going to connect the interlocking pieces when I braid, and I'm going to keep these separate. I'm going to connect it, go underneath. That middle piece, we're going to bring it to my actual hair, and we're just going to start to braid it in. And you're going to make sure that it's connected to the rubber band, that you can't feel the rubber band peeking through, and then you're going to start to braid down. Okay, so my braids are done, but we're not done as of yet. We are going to now go ahead and dip the ends into some hot water. So I have a cup filled with hot water here, and I'm just going to dip the ends into this hot water. Now, normally I would do this in my bathroom, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I do. All right, so I'm going to be really careful. Hold on, I'm going to put this on my shoulder. So I'm just going to take some hair. This is the hot water here, and we're just going to dip it. You can count to 10, And this just allows for the ends of the hair to not unravel. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that same step throughout all of the braids. Next, we're gonna go in with some mousse. And it doesn't really matter what mousse you have. I just happen to have this one in my drawer, so I was like, you know what, let me use it. Yeah, shake it up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna literally spray it on top of my head. Get it to come out. And we're just gonna spray it on top throughout, like we're making a cake. Okay, it didn't want to come out. And I'm just gonna smooth that throughout the hair. At this point, you can lay down your baby hairs, or you can cut any little flyaways, and you can also tie it down for it to look nice and sleek for the next day. Or you can do what I'm about to do and add some accessories. One of my favorite parts about wearing braids, box braids, or even fox locks is the accessories, because it just makes it look so, so cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these accessories into my hair, and then I'll be back to show you guys the final product. Okay, my loves, these are the final results, and I think they came out beautiful. This was actually my first time ever box braiding my hair, let alone doing the rubber band method, and I think I did a decent job. Like, I'm gonna like give myself on the pat on the back and just shout myself out. V, you did good. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also hit that red button down below to join my family here on YouTube. I will see you guys in my next upload, and as always, love first. Bye, my babies.